Okay, so we are going to start off with our review of C101. So this is not meant to be a comprehensive review of every single thing that you guys did. However, this is meant to be a review of some of the important concepts that we're going to revisit in C102. So I went ahead and listed some reading of some important chapters, chapters 3, section 1 and 2, as well as chapter 4. There's also a little bit in chapter 6. I'll just write that down. And that Lewis dot structures, which is content that will be on Monday's lecture or lecture materials. I also wrote some practice problems, so feel free to do these, as many or as few of these as you'd like. They're for your own benefit, for you to test to see what you know and what you need to study a little bit more. So the first thing we're going to talk about is what is chemistry. So our textbook describes chemistry as the study of the composition, structure, properties, and reactions of matter. So the most important word to remember in this is matter. So chemistry is the study of how things work at kind of an atomic or molecular level. So take a moment and describe how you would define chemistry in your own words. Within the study of matter, we need to be able to classify it. So we have two main distinctions in terms of classifying matter. One is pure substances and the other is mixtures. The main difference that we need to remember between these two distinctions is whether or not these materials can be separated by physical processes. So a pure substance cannot be separated by physical process. It's a definite composition, one type of thing, whereas a mixture is a mix of two different substances with variable compositions and can be separated in a physical way. So looking more into those further separations, pure substances can then be separated into either elements or compounds. So elements is one thing that can't be divided any smaller. So copper wire, as shown down here. And then compounds, on the other hand, can be separated into simpler substances by chemical means. So this picture shows one example of table salt, which we all know is sodium chloride. Sodium chloride is two different elements combined together to make a compound. Those can be separated into smaller substances by chemical means, not by physical means. Mixtures can be separated into both homogeneous and heterogeneous mixtures. Homogeneous is a uniform composition, so it's multiple things put together, but in a uniform manner. So brass, for example, is a mixture of copper and zinc. So these urns here are all homogeneous. It's a complete mixture, even mixture of the two. And then there's heterogeneous, which is a non-uniform composition. So for example, a pizza, you can see the different parts of a pizza. So that would be heterogeneous in its mixture. So we're going to do a little bit of practice in terms of classifying matter. You guys can go ahead and pause the video and try these on your own, and then come back and play the video and go through the answers with me. But I'm going to just go ahead and go through them now. Okay, so the first section says to classify each of the following as a pure substance or a mixture. So table salt, as we talked about earlier, it's a uniform composition, therefore it's a pure substance. And then we have an apple pie. So apple pie, you can see the crust is different from the filling, and the filling has like the liquidy part and then the chunky part. So it is definitely a mixture. Okay, ice is primarily made out of water. If you get to the nitty gritty, it's more of a mixture because you have other salts and everything mixed in. But pure ice would then be a pure substance. Okay, calcium metal, it cannot be separated any further into smaller parts. It's just its one element. So this is also a pure substance. Okay, Coca-Cola, this is a little bit tricky because it looks uniform. So this is actually a homogeneous mixture because you have the different spices and everything that go into Coca-Cola to make it the different flavors, and then you have sugar and everything. So it's different kinds of molecules all mixed together in a homogeneous mixture. So this would be a mixture. Okay, and then the second part, classify each of the following mixtures as either homogeneous or heterogeneous. So pizza was one of our heterogeneous examples that has chunks in it. Dark chocolate, so we're not talking about with almonds or anything. We know that that's way better, but dark chocolate has a uniform composition throughout. Therefore, it is homogeneous. Coffee, again, is a uniform mixture throughout, unless you're meat and you make it very chunky on accident. But coffee it's a liquid that is all the same throughout, so it's going to be homogeneous. Chocolate chip cookies, there's very distinct sections where you have your chunks of chocolate and your cookie part. So this is heterogeneous. And then lastly, fruit salad. Again, very distinct, different kinds of fruit in different sections. So this would also be heterogeneous. Okay, so that's where this video is going to end, and I'll join you guys in the next video.